Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to make the Sachima Wristlet by Tryxus Designs. It is a free pattern, so the link will all be in the description box below. Here are all my pattern pieces cut out, the zipper tabs are already sewn on, as well as the wrist strap is sewn together. I start off by constructing the front piece of the bag by sewing these panels together. I couldn't pin it all together because there's a lot of maneuvering involved, but if you take it slow and just make sure everything is lying flat, you will be done in no time. Once it is sewn together, you will need to top stitch. I have sewn the vinyl pieces together, so when I'm top stitching, I am top stitching on the vinyl. You don't have to use vinyl for these pieces, so whatever you use, just make sure it's a sturdy fabric, or else use a nice thick interfacing. Here is a close-up of me sewing in the other side. It's the same thing as the first. Remember, when working with vinyl, you should use a longer stitch length because it does stick a bit to the foot, so you don't want to poke a whole lot of holes in those vinyls. I use a jean needle and it works perfectly well with all the domestic machines that I have tried sewing vinyl with. Next, you place your zipper with the right sides facing down on the right sides of your front panel, and then you take your lining piece with the right side facing down and you basically sandwich the zipper and stitch along the top. I always stitch along the top twice. This just helps because where the actual zip is, it tends to push my needle, so I move the zip and that's why I sew it along twice. I then top stitch so everything lies flat. Make sure you pull those pieces nice and straight before you top stitch so everything looks neat. I then take the back piece with the right side facing up and I place the zipper with the right side facing down and the lining piece with the right side facing down, also sandwiching the zipper, and then I give that a straight stitch as well twice. Give that side a top stitch as well. Now I bring my top pieces together with the connector strap on the left hand side of the front and back piece. So that is the side where the zipper closes. Pin that in. So I pin my right sides of the front pieces together and I pin the right sides of the lining pieces together, and I do this all along the edges. Okay, so when you sew along your piece of fabric, it's important to leave an opening at the bottom of your lining piece, just big enough for you to flip your hand in, to flip the bag the right side way out. And also, it is so important that your zipper is open. You would have seen I left my zipper open. If your zipper is not open, it's just going to cause a lot of problems when it comes to turning the bag right side out. In the actual design, she did do a boxy corner. So if you were interested in doing the boxy corner, just have a look at her instructions and you'll see how she does it. The reason I didn't do it is that I just wanted this pouch for storing my cell phone and mask and credit card when going out. So I didn't actually need it to stand on its own, but maybe for like a cosmetic pouch or something like that, the boxy corner would be better. So it's entirely up to you. What I did do though is create a rounded corner, and you'll see how I do the rounded corner in a moment. Okay, remember to backstitch when starting and when ending. So I basically just went about 2 centimeters from the end and I just sewed across, taking away the pointed corner part. So that's just one straight stitch along the edges of all 4 corners. It's also important that you trim off all your excess fabrics at those corners to reduce bulk. Go ahead and turn your bag right side out. The birthing of the bag is always the most fun yet scary part, but I think this is so rewarding to see how your wristlet comes to the fore. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Hey, yay, your bag is all done. Now it's time for you to add in your strap. You can add your strap whichever way you like. You could add in a swivel hook so that your bag strap can be removable, but I didn't see a need for that, so I sewed it straight on. When sewing with a lighter fabric, you could just do it any straightforward way, but if you are creating a vinyl strap, I suggest you try and sew it in a way that has the least amount of bulk. Here are some of the other Sachima wristlets that I made. I was a little bit addicted to this pattern and I'm sure you will be as well. Thanks for watching.